We're live and getting ready for what should be another great NFL matchup. The field is damp and rain is in the forecast for tonight's game as the Seahawks get set to take on the Bills. And the captains are out there ready for the coin toss. Both teams have taken the field, and we're ready for tonight's kickoff. Madden is just about ready to kick this one away.
Johnson back deep to return.
From the 14.
Kickoff return, 13 yards.
Johnson takes this one back to the 27-yard line. Ball on their own
27-yard line. First and 10.
The Seahawks line up in a 4-3. They give it to the halfback. Grant is there on the stop at the 36-yard line.
9-yard gain.
You got to keep going to the run. You never know when there's going to be great blocking ahead of you, allowing for a big one right into the end zone.
Ball on the 36-yard line.
Lynch lines up behind his fullback and beyond. Tucks it away. Russell is there for the tackle at the 44-yard line. And he was able to create a lot of space on that run, John.
Well, it started with some good blocking. And when he got through there, he turned upfield, and they weren't in position to tackle him.
He's going to run it. Number 55 records the stop at the 47-yard line. Edwards thought he could pick up some yardage himself.
Well, the thing is, when the defense is playing in a zone, you've basically got everyone spying the quarterback. So it's very hard to get any yardage on a broken play like that.
Looking for something long. This one falls incomplete. A good pass would have hit him in stride. Instead, a missed opportunity.
3rd and 7. Ball on the 47-yard.
The Seahawks tonight on a nickel package. Great fake on the run. The pass falls incomplete. He had too much on that pass, John, and it sailed over everybody.
Looks like he might be pressing a little bit out there. He needs to be a little more patient, find his receiver, and then deliver the ball on a spot that his receiver can go to.
They'll blow this play dead because there appears to have been leaks.
Number 71, still 4th down.
Peters moved a little early there.
Yeah, the rule for the offensive line is once you put your hand down, you can't move until the ball snaps.
So instead of the special teams group, they're going to let the offense stay out on the field and take a shot on 4th down. Wallace is there for the tackle at the 43-yard line. Number 55 is there on the stop
on the run.
At the 43.
No gain on the
Takes
play.
it up the middle, picks up less than a yard.
That was just a burst of power from the defensive line.
2nd and 9.
2nd and 9.
Ball on the 43-yard line.
Out of the shotgun. He tucks it away. Pressure. He held on to it too long.
It's almost like they knew what the snap count was going to be in that one. When he sees a rush coming, he has to know who his hot read is and get the ball to him more quickly.
49-yard line.
Edwards from the shotgun. Looking to run it here. Steps up. Gets rid of it. The pass falls incomplete. He had plenty on that pass, but it was off target.
He has to learn to take a little bit off it sometimes. You don't want to try and guide it in there or put it up for grabs, but you also need to give your guy a chance to catch the ball.
Don't know why they're going for it here. You'd think they just punt. Dropping back the pass here, needing a big 4th down conversion. Jennings makes the play at the 24. Tucks it away. Play action. Gets the pass off, and it's caught. This one will be spotted at the 8. They pick up 16 yards, and it'll be a 1st and goal. They're 8 yards from the end zone. The Seahawks line up in a 4-3. On to the left. Tatupu is there on the stop at the 1-yard line. Lynch running hard, going right through the arm tackles. It's 2nd and goal at the 1. Trying to sneak it. And he gets in there. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Bills.
The kicker lines up for the point after. The point after is good. Perfect way to start this one off as they move the ball down the field for the touchdown.
They came out with a plan on offense and executed it to perfection.
Dell is back and ready to put this one in the air.
Back to return.
From the 1-yard line.
It's still early in the game, but you got to think the coach wants his guys to make a statement by scoring some points in this drive.
John, the forecast calls for rain throughout the game, so I'm sure we're going to see a lot of turnovers today.
I was watching both of these teams during warm-ups, and I saw guys slipping and sliding all over the place. It's not going to be easy for the offense, that's for sure.
And the catch is made. Wilson makes the tackle at the 41. The defense gives up a 1st down because they had a linebacker covering a wide receiver.
41-yard line.
Buffalo comes out in a 4-3. Number 89 goes in motion. With the throw, he hits his receiver. Number 51 is there for the tackle at the 50.
I like the quick decision by the quarterback. The defense didn't have time to react.
Picked up 9 on the play.
50-yard line.
The Bills with a 4-man front. Number 89 in motion. Dropping back. Throws it. And this pass is completed. Receiver running and breaks free. The 20, the 10. Touchdown, Seattle. The point after is good. The Seahawks draw even. Madden in to kick
is
this
lined
one
up for
off.
the kickoff. Johnson back deep to return.
A mistake by the kicker on that one.
Kickoff, out of bounds, number 10. 1st down.
The team with the most discipline is the team that doesn't commit stupid penalties, and they're the team that usually executes better.
Ball on the 40-yard line.
Edwards from the shotgun. Gets the pass off, and it's caught. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Buffalo. They put up 6 points by beating the coverage.
Cover 2 does have some holes, especially in the seam.
Dell comes in to attempt the point after.
The extra point attempt is good.
The defense got torched on that touchdown, John.
Yeah, and any play that allows the other team to score is never good. But when it comes express mail like that, it definitely puts a sour taste in your mouth.
Buffalo is lined up for the kickoff. Wallace back to return.
This one is taken by Wallace.
They don't want to fall out of contention early, so they'll be looking to put together some kind of scoring drive on this possession. Heck, this is a good one to call.
The
Ball on their own
Seahawks will start the drive at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10.
The Bills line up in a 4-3. Cross play to the right. Taken down in the backfield by Kelsey. John, the coaches are always talking about his intensity and awareness.
And those are the type of plays where you see those qualities really showing himself. He's a cornerstone in this defense. And he always seems to be in the right position to make the play.
Ingram comes in motion. Drops back. Pressure coming with the throw. This pass is incomplete. This defense, John, knows how to create a lot of pressure.
Putting pressure on the quarterback can disrupt passing, but pressuring the receivers can do the same thing. If you can play physically on the outside, bump them off their routes, hold them up at the line, you can take away his receiving options, forcing him to just get rid of it.
Gets the pass off. It's going the other way. Beautiful interception by number 28.
Yeah, he was back there watching the quarterbacks the whole way. And he just beat the receiver to the ball.
After the defense gets the takeaway, they're now set to go at the 32-yard line. They give it to the halfback. Number 55 is there for the tackle at the 31-yard line.
The defense held their positions and didn't let them get very far.
31-yard line.
The Seahawks line up in a 4-3. Great fake. Going long. He's there for the catch. Grant comes up to make the play. At the 5. Big gain there. 26. And it's 1st and goal. It's 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. The last time they were inside the 20, they got a touchdown out of it. Goes to the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Edwards completes another drive with a beautiful touchdown pass. They'll get set for the extra point. The point after is good. So they're handed great field position and cash in.
Yeah, when you give this team field position like that, you can practically take a touchdown to the bank.
Dell comes in to kick off.
Up for the kickoff. Wallace back to return.
Deep kick without much hang time. From the 1-yard line. Wallace accelerates and takes it down to the 27. It's 1st and 10.
Will start the drive at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10.
The Bills come out in a 4-3. He tucks it away. Mitchell is there on the stop at the 27-yard line. He tried to pick his way through the middle, but there was no room.
That's right. And when the middle of your offensive line is eaten up like that, you got to try and get to the outside. They wouldn't let him get away.
Under pressure, gets rid of it, and he's complete. And he's ridden out at the 50. What a first quarter he's had.
In today's offenses, it's more important than ever that these receivers can make something happen after they catch the ball. Short passes can turn into long gains when you have guys that can really fly.
After 1 quarter of play, the score is 21-7. Bills. Teams as one side start the second quarter. Ball on the 50.
Ball on the 50-yard line.
Jones, the lone setback. Dropping back to pass on 1st down. With the pass, and he can't find a way to keep possession.
I'll tell you, that was a tough one. When you're playing in these types of conditions, even the easy passes can be hard to hang on to. Call this defense here.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 50-yard line.
He gets the count. Number 51 is there for the tackle at the 50-yard line. Trying to find something in the middle. Nothing open.
I tell you, the guys up front got outworked on that one. They got knocked off the line and they never recovered.
is on. He just can't find a way to bring that one in. He's lucky he got that one off, John. The defense brought everyone on the blitz.
And that's the idea. Bring the blitz and force him to throw before he wants to.
Parrish will go back to accept this punt. And so the punt goes out of bounds. Ball on their own 28.
Ball on the 28-yard line.
Edwards using split backs. Going to the air on first down. Number 55 comes up to make the play. At the 29, Lynch picks up maybe a yard on that catch. Ball on their own 29.
Ball on the 29-yard line.
The blitz is on. Doesn't get much behind it. And he hits his target. Grant brought him down for his third tackle. Hardy adds to his total, has now crossed the 150 mark. Ball on the 46-yard line. The Seahawks line up in a 4-3. Hand it off to the back. Grant is there for the tackle at the 28. What a run, netting them a first down.
The offense won the battle on the line of scrimmage, and they blew the defenders right off the line. I'll tell you, when your guys up front are playing this well, running the ball is a whole lot easier.
Lynch, the lone setback. Throwing on the run. This one falls incomplete. And it will be an interference call on that one. The only question was a defender or receiver. That's a costly penalty, but he prevented the touchdown.
In this league, you don't want to give the offense first and goal from the 1-yard line because even the worst team can get in from there.
Their last red zone trip resulted in a touchdown. Can he get there? Touchdown.
And he powers his way in there. He follows that push and he gets the score.
And Bell comes in for the extra point. The extra point attempt is good. That touchdown now, John, puts them up by 3 scores, and we're not even at the half.
They're a scoring machine. The coaches are calling the right plays against the defense, and the players are executing perfectly.
Wallace back deep to return.
Not the type of kickoff they wanted.
Kickoff, out of bounds, number 9, first down.
Penalties and takeaways can really kill a team. Usually the team with the fewest mistakes out there will win the game.
Ball at midfield.
49-yard.
The Bills come out in a dime package. They'll pass on first down. Throws it, and he makes the grab. James is there for the tackle at the 43.
Try this call here.
2nd and 4 coming up here.
Ball on the 43-yard.
He can't escape. Great effort that time, John. He's clearly one of the best in the league.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who's been playing for a while now. And let me tell you, he might never be better than he is right now.
They come out in a dime package. With the pass falls incomplete.
It was almost like the defenders were in the huddle on that series. They hit a roadblock with everything they tried.
The defense did a great job on that series, pushing them backward. This one goes out of bounds. That was a beautiful punt, and it appears they're marking it at the 5-yard line.
I'll tell you can't ask for anything more out of your punter. You make sure that there isn't a return by putting it out of bounds. He also pins them deep in their territory.
1st and 10. Ball on the 4-yard line.
The Seahawks line up in a 4-3. Great fake. Gets the pass off. Ooh, nearly picked off.
He's back in his zone. He's reading. He sees the quarterback the whole way, and then he gets a chance at an interception. He just didn't finish the play.
Ball on the 4-yard line.
The Seahawks come out in a 4-3. Cross play to the left. Spins away. Russell is there on the stop at the 23-yard line. That was the perfect call against the blitz.
Yeah, and the way to calm down a pass rush always has been to run right at it. That time, they ran right past it.
Ball on the 23-yard line.
Looking upfield. What a tackle from behind.
Bernard.
When you think about guys who have a big heart, this guy has to be at the top of the list. He just never lets up out
on the
there.
17-yard line.
Looking to run it here. Nice play fake. Can't get it away. The veteran swoops in there and gets the sack.
And you still got to give him a lot of respect. His moves haven't diminished that much, and he still makes impact plays.
The Seahawks line up in the quarter defense. They'll go with a play fake. Gets rid of it. Ryan Russell picks it over. The 20. And the rain is having the expected effect in this one, John.
Those new footballs they use are pretty slick out there to start with. Then you take a snap or two of them, it gets wet, and it slips out of the hand a little more when you throw it. Then boom, a defender's right there to pick it off.
The offense gets ready to go following the interception. The Bills come out with one linebacker and several defensive backs. He didn't want to risk an interception and decides to throw it away.
A smart coach would call this one.
They need 10 for the touchdown.
10-yard line.
The Bills line up in a 4-3. Closing in. Lobs one into the end zone. Picked off. The rain continues to fall, and there's a lot of drama every time they drop back to pass.
And earlier we talked about the effect it would have. Good teams always seem to play well regardless of the weather. These guys are going to have to really focus to prevent that kind of thing from happening again.
Play action. Dragged down from behind. He got taken down again, and that's the fourth time in this game he's been sacked. Almost at the 2-minute mark now.
Ball on the 14-yard line.
The Seahawks come out in a nickel package. Throws it. He can't stay inbound.
Incomplete.
They like to throw it to the sidelines in situations like that. His throw
The
is just a
rule on the
little off.
field has been challenged.
Was the intended receiver on that play. It appeared he did a great job of keeping his balance along the sidelines.
Yeah, and the only question is, did he step out? That's what I think they're looking for in the booth.
There's an incomplete pass. The player was out of bounds.
It was unclear initially why they called for a review, but now we understand the reason.
Yeah, it's important to get the calls right at this point of the game.
Ball on their own 14.
Ball on the 14-yard line.
Edwards with split backs. Gets the pass off. Jumps up and comes down with it. Russell is there for this tackle at the 35. That's good for a first down, John, on a third and long.
The playbook is not exactly full of plays for third and long. They found the right one, and they ran it perfectly.
Edwards using split backs. Gets across to the left. Peterson stops the play in the backfield.
What they're doing here is keeping the defense from huddling up. It keeps the same defense on the field.
Cross play to the left. Jennings is there on the stop at the 34. Nothing dazzling there as they call the same running play twice in a row. Third on their own 34.
Ball on the 34-yard line.
Lynch in the backfield. Looking for something long. It's caught. Russell is there for the tackle at the 8.
This is a good play for third and long. When you get that kind of execution from your offense in a situation like that, you're doing something right.
Ball back handoff. Stiff arm keeps him in base. And they're in. Touchdown. And this could be a huge penalty. They might have to take points off the
Flipping
board.
on the offense. Number 86, still first down.
And they do bring this one back. What a blunder as it takes away points. It's first and goal at the 20-yard line. The last time they were down here, they scored a touchdown. Off his back foot. Nearly intercepted. Tutupu had his hands on it.
I think he was invisible out there. Wasn't even seen. That's a break for the offense.
It's second and goal at the 20-yard line. They have a big lead, and they're on the move again inside the 20. Dropping back. Gets the pass off. Drops the interception.
Sometimes in zone coverage, a quarterback will throw to a spot where his receiver is supposed to be. That time, the only one there was a defender. He couldn't make a catch.
The Seahawks come out with 3 down linemen and 7 defensive backs. Gets away the off-balance throw. He hits his receiver. Number 55 stops the clock with that timeout. So that pass play fails to get them into the end zone on 3rd and goal. They shouldn't have any problems with this attempt. Good. Ryan Lindell makes good on the short field goal attempt after the offense drives it into the red zone.
They had everything clicking at first and kind of sputtered out, but they still get points.
Lindell will be kicking off.
For the kickoff. Wallace back to return.
From the 8. Defense forced the interception the last time this offense had the ball, and they'll be looking to do the same thing here.
First and 10. Ball on the 27-yard line.
The Bills line up in the quarter defense. They'll bring the blitz. With the pass, just couldn't get that pass under control. Good call by the defense as they set the corner on a blitz.
He just had too much pressure in his face to see anything, and he threw one out there. Lucky for him, it wasn't picked off.
Buffalo comes out in the quarter defense. Wraps him up and brings him down. Great job getting in there to drag the quarterback down. And he picks up the sack.
He'll make 2 or 3 plays like that in just about every game.
The Bills come out with 3 down linemen and 7 defensive backs. Blitz is coming. Throws it. He hits his receiver. Number 20 comes up to make the play.
The result of the play is a first down.
Here's a no-huddle. It's a good way to keep the defense off balance.
Seattle calls a timeout. That's their final timeout.
Give this defense a shot.
Ball on their own 38.
Ball on the 38-yard line.
Buffalo using 3 linebackers. Here they come. Gets rid of it. The defender's got it. Breaks free. The 20. The 10. 5. And he's in for the score. He takes that one all the way. Lindell comes in to attempt the point after. The point after is good.
The coach has to make sure his defense doesn't get too confident after that touchdown. Sometimes after a defensive score, they'll come back out and let the offense go right down the field and take the momentum back.
Wallace back to return.
from the 3-yard line. The last time the defense was on the field, they scored on an interception return.
I don't think they can do much more than just throw one long. So I'm sure the defensive coach is telling his guys, don't get beat deep.
And this should be the last play of the half.
First and 10.
The Bills with a 4-man front. Throws it, and he just can't hang on. And this should be the last play of the half.
Ball on the 31-yard line.
The blitz is on. Throwing. Almost intercepted. It's the end of the second quarter with the score. Buffalo 38. Seattle 7.
Seattle 7. We're ready to begin the
So both teams have come back out onto the field as we get set for the second half. From the 3-yard line. Wallace has a nice return, taking it back to the 29. And as we get ready for the second half, we talked about turnovers at the beginning of the game, and sure enough, that's turned out to be a big issue tonight.
29-yard line. First and 10.
They'll go with the quarter defense. The rush is on. The wide receiver has it. Midfield. The 40. The 30. The 20. And he high steps his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle.
Touchdown,
Seahawks has now thrown for 2 touchdowns. Mate comes in for the extra point. The extra point attempt is good.
They did everything they had to on that one. And the end result was a trip across the goal line and a TD on the board.
Seattle is lined up for the kickoff. Johnson back to return.
Nice kick and returnable. From the 4.
The most important thing to do now is to protect the football. You've got a good lead, and you don't want to throw it away by making any costly mistakes.
Ball on their own
Will
35.
start the drive at the 35-yard line. First and 10.
The Seahawks with a 4-man front. Hands it off. The Tupu comes up to make the play at the 41.
The best backs in the league average 4 to 5 yards a carry. There are a lot of things that go into a successful running game. You got to have good play calling, good blocking up front, and a back that can take advantage when he sees the opening.
Picked up about 6 yards that time. Hands it off to the back. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. He finds his way into the end zone. Touchdown. Lynch was there earlier and revisits the end zone with that carry. Bell comes in to attempt the point after. The point after is good. Great opening drive that ends with the touchdown.
You know, this might be one of the best coaching staffs for making halftime adjustments. They always seem to be one step ahead.
Buffalo is lined up for the kickoff. Wallace back deep to return.
A mistake by the kicker on that one.
Illegal procedure on the kicking team. Number 9. First down.
Penalties and takeaways are just as big a factor in some games as effective offense. The team that stays mistake-free usually wins the game.
10. Ball on the 45-yard line.
They line up in the I formation.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. Number 62, still first down.
Gray was flagged for the false start.
False starts are kind of frustrating because they're really easily avoided by just maintaining focus.
First and
So
15.
after the penalty, it's now
Ball on the
first and
40-yard
15.
line.
Gets rid of it, and he had it, lost it,
Number
incomplete.
87.
The defense was
the
coming
intended
after him on that
receiver
play.
He knew he didn't have much time, and he decided to get rid of the ball quickly on that one. A smart coach would call this one.
Second and 15. Ball on the 40-yard line.
Hasselback with split backs. Pressure, rolls left, and he makes he can't hold it in.
When it's raining like this, you have to make sure you get the ball
receiver
secure.
on the play.
It looked like he might have taken his eye off the ball at the last second, and that had a lot to do with him
Third
losing
and
it.
15. Ball on the 40-yard line.
Here comes the play. Throws it, incomplete. He's lucky he got that one off, John. The defense brought everyone on the blitz.
They just went after the quarterback, but his quick release allowed him to escape a sack. This is a good special teams play.
Very solid defensive effort to force the 3 and out. They'll spot this one where it went out.
Get behind those big old linemen and let them do their work.
Ball on their own 37.
Ball on the 37-yard line.
To carry it, missed tackle. Number 55 comes up to make the play at the 43-yard line. With the big day for him here, he's now approaching 150 yards rushing. Second down and 4 to go.
Ball on the 43-yard line.
The Seahawks line up in a 4-3. Throws on the run with the adjustment. Grant makes the tackle, and so that's number 6. Hardy is over 200 yards in receptions now. Ball on the 43-yard line.
Ball on the 43-yard line.
The Seahawks with a 4-man front. He hands it off, setting up play action. He's going for it all. Incomplete.
If you're going to miss, it's better to miss long. You put it up there where your receiver is going to go get it. Now, if you miss, it'll generally end up in incompletion. And that's a heck of a lot better than missing short, giving the defense a shot at the interception.
Evans was his intended target. The Seahawks come out in a dime package. Looks to the end zone. The pass ball's incomplete.
He just flicked his wrist and the ball just took off. Just need to take a little bit off of that one. And it could have gone for a big play.
Ball on the
Reed
43-yard
was the one they were trying to get the ball to. On the call. Jennings brings him down before he can reach the marker. So they can't get the first, but they might attempt a long field goal. Lindell needs to hit this one perfectly to have a chance.
The field goal attempt is good.
The key to winning is having your drives get some sort of points for your team. They got it done on that drive. And I'm sure they're thinking touchdown for their next one.
Buffalo is lined up for the kickoff. Wallace back deep to return.
From the 3. The offense takes over after they were unable to get any points on their last drive.
This defense might work.
They'll
First
take
and
over
10.
at the 34-yard line. First and 10.
The Bills with a 4-man front. Number 85 goes in motion. A little misdirection. Mitchell is there for the tackle at the 34-yard line.
No gain
When
on
your
the
running
play.
game is struggling, you have to start looking for offense from some of your other players. They can loosen it up a little with a few passes. It should open up those running lanes again.
A lot of speed on the field for the defense as they line up in the quarter. Pressure coming, throwing it away.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Number 8, loss of
That one's
bounds.
going to be called intentional grounding.
The quarterback needs to move outside the tight end box to throw the ball away. If he throws it before he's out of the box, it's a penalty.
Buffalo comes out in their nickel package. Under pressure, throws it, and he makes the grab. Number 20 is there on the stop. John, he'll be well short of the first down.
Now, here's the thing. The defense had all the guys covered who were beyond the marker. So it was up to the short man to make something happen after the catch, and he just couldn't do it.
Number 1 comes into the game for the punt. Parrish into return. From the 14-yard line.
48-yard punt. Return for a gain of 1 yard.
Ball on their own
Will
16.
start the drive at the 16-yard line. First and 10.
The Seahawks come out in a nickel package. Dropping back the pass on first down. Looking for something long. This one falls incomplete.
You have to sling it downfield looking for the big play. He just had too much arm on it.
Ball on the
Reed
16-yard
was the
line.
intended receiver on that play. Nickelback in this time. Drops back. Launching the pass deep down the right side. Incomplete pass. A little bit long, overthrowing the receiver.
Looks a little jumpy back there. One thing you never want to do is look at the rush. You want to keep your eyes downfield. When you start looking at the rush, then you can never be effective.
Closing in. Deep throw. He made the catch. Jennings comes up to make the play at the 39. First down on that completion. Good throw off his back foot that time, John.
You got to be careful on throws like that. You got to try and set your feet, put your lower body into
Ball
it.
on the
That kind of thing has a
39-yard line.
tendency to hang up there. A lot of times that gives the defender just enough time to move into position to make the play on the ball.
Launches this one to the right. The pass falls incomplete.
The
So it
pass
could have been a
falls
long
incomplete.
gain, simply
Evans,
becomes
the intended
second
receiver
down.
on the play. Second and 10. Ball on the 39-yard line.
Dropping back. Long throw. This pass is incomplete. He was looking for a big play downfield, but it sailed on him.
Third
So as they
and
get
10.
set to try to
Ball on the
convert,
39-yard
here's what
line.
both teams have done on third down. Hand off to the tailback. Brian Russell brought him down with his 5th tackle of the game. Fourth down upcoming as they opt to run the ball to keep the clock moving.
That's a smart call. The last thing you want to do in this kind of situation is to force some kind of throw that'll give them the ball back. Keeping the clock moving is their best option there.
Peterson is there for the tackle at the 47-yard line.
If you want to give the other team great opportunities, turn it over on downs. It pumps up the team and gives their offense some momentum.
So they have first
Will
and
start
10
the
here.
drive at the 47-yard line. First and 10.
The Bills come out in the quarter defense. He tucks it away. Greer is there on the stop. Jones takes it up the middle for
1
a yard or
gain
two.
on the play.
Give this defense a shot.
Second and 9. Ball on the 46-yard line.
Buffalo comes out in a 4-3. With the throw, and he had it and lost it. Incomplete. That's his third drop.
Here's a good defense for this situation.
Ball on the 46-yard line.
The offense has had trouble moving the sticks on third down so far. It's going the other way. The defense was right there to intercept the throw.
Well, we talked about it earlier. It's a little more difficult to pass in conditions like these. But you got to give a lot of credit to their defense. They created some pressure up front. They were right in the right position to make the pick and didn't miss it.
Split backs this time. Fires this one deep. He made the catch. Trufant is there for the tackle at the 6-yard line. At this rate, he very well could have more than 400 yards through the air before the end of the game. 6 more yards and they'll put up 6. The last time they were down here, they settled for a field goal. Looking for room with the throw. Touchdown, Bills. So he holds in another pass for a touchdown, giving him 3 now. They'll line up for the extra point. The point after is good. That's 17 unanswered points.
They just can't seem to stop him.
Lindell is back and ready to put this one in the air.
Back deep to return.
From the 4-yard line. The defense looking for a second straight interception.
Wallace on the return.
Try this play.
First and 10.
Ball on the 22-yard line.
Buffalo comes out in their nickel package. Hand it off. Greer is there on the stop at the 24-yard line. Jones handles his way forward for what appears to be a 2-yard pick. Ball on their own 24.
24-yard line.
So we've reached the end of the third quarter with the Bills ahead of the Seahawks 55. 14. The Seahawks, who are just about dead in this one, have the ball as we start the final quarter.
24-yard line.
Number 89, the motion man. Gets the pass off. This pass is incomplete. Branch was his intended target.
The intended receiver on the play. 3rd and 8. Ball on the 24-yard line.
Forrest, the lone back. Hasselback with a man in motion. Drops back. Pressure. What a tackle from behind. What a move by the defensive lineman to get the sack.
That is a heck of a play. When you drop everyone back in coverage and you still get the sack, you have 2 things. First, you have great coverage downfield. Second, you have guys up front who can really rush the passer.
Won't take a chance trying to return this one.
Fair catch made at the 40-yard line.
Look at that defense over there. You own these guys if you can just
The
execute.
Bills will
First and
start the
10.
drive at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10.
The Seahawks with a 4-man front. And up to the tailback. Peterson is there for the tackle at the 44.
Gain of 4.
You know that the guys up front love to run block. All offensive linemen do. Just out-muscle the guy right in front of you. They've done a pretty good job of creating seams and the holes for the backs in this one.
The Seahawks line up in a 4-3. Hand it off to the back. Jennings is there on the stop.
On the
He's
carry.
dominated out there in this
Gain of
one.
4
He
on
told
the
me this
play.
week in practice that he was going to have a big game. And he's really shown us that big playability.
Third and midfield. Ball on the 48-yard line.
The Seahawks with a 4-man front. Hand it off. Dropped in the backfield for a short loss.
With the
Third
carry,
down run, not
1
enough to
yard
keep the
loss
drive
on the
alive,
play.
so the punting team coming in.
There's nothing wrong with trying to grind it out in the fourth quarter when you're playing with a lead.
It's surprising to see them go for it here. You'd expect a punt. He tucks it away. The Tupu is there for the tackle at the 49-yard line.
A smart coach would call this one.
First and 10. Ball on the 49-yard line.
Out of the I formation. Looking upfield. Kelsey is there on the stop
Jones,
at the
the ball
46-yard
carrier,
line.
3-yard
Jones
gain
takes
on the play.
advantage of a little daylight, picks up 3 yards.
This
Second and
defense
7.
might work.
Ball on the 46-yard line.
Hasselback starts out of the shotgun. Gets rid of it. And this pass is completed. McGee takes him down at the 35.
Give this one a try.
With the pass, the defender's got it. Off and running. The 10. Touchdown, Bills. What a game for him, John. Taking it back for 2 touchdowns.
I tell you, he's making his mark trying to get on the old horse trailer.
And Bell comes in for the extra point. The point after is good. The Bills have it all working now as they continue to expand their lead.
Buffalo is lined up for the kickoff. Wallace back to return.
From the 6-yard line.
This is one of those situations where they're playing for respect. The game really hasn't gone the way they thought it would, but they have a lot of pride in their team. I'd expect to see them keep
The
fighting until
Seahawks
that
will
final
start
whistle.
the drive at the 22-yard line. First and 10.
The Bills come out in a nickel package. Pressure coming with the throw. This pass is incomplete. Can't complete that short pass, and it's second
the
down.
intended receiver on
Give
the
this
play.
defense a shot.
Second and 10. Ball on the 22-yard line.
They'll go from the shotgun. They're coming with the blitz. Throwing. Interception. So he throws the fourth quarter interception. He just should have tucked it away and run with it. After the interception, they'll set up shop at the 30-yard line. The Seahawks with a 4-man front. Hand it off. Peterson is there on the stop at the 23-yard line.
I'll tell you, he might have one of the fastest first steps in football. He's one of those guys who is patient, accelerates quickly, and is very good at using his downfield blockers.
Lynch, the lone back. Hand off to the tailback. Great fake. Under pressure.
And this defense does what it takes to bring down the quarterback.
On the play.
They've got the outside rush, the inside rush, and they have all the right moves.
Here are the numbers when it comes to third down conversion. Only one man back. They give it to the halfback. Deion Grant found the ball carrier again. That's something we've seen plenty of in this game.
First
8
and
is the
goal.
magic number right
Ball
now.
on the 8-yard line.
Gets the call. Spins away from the tackle. Number 55 is there for the tackle.
They've done a good job moving the ball in the ground, and you can give most of the credit to that big offensive line. They've controlled the line of scrimmage from the very start.
Looking upfield. Jackson is there on the stop.
Jackson
At the
on
2.
the run.
Didn't get the
1 yard
blocking they
gain
needed,
on the
and
play.
now it'll be third down and goal.
Ball on the 2-yard line.
Looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Bills.
And watch, this is the thing. He looks like one of those downhill runners, and he shows some power. And power gets him right into the end zone.
The point after is good. The Bills pour it on with another score. Ryan Lindell
is
in to
lined
kick
up
this
with the
one off.
kickoff. Wallace back to return.
Low liner deep downfield. This one is handled by Wallace.
It sure doesn't look like they're going to be able to come back in this one. But it's an issue of pride. They want to prove that they're better than they've played so far.
Ball on their own
Will
28.
start the drive at the 28-yard line. First and 10.
The Bills come out in a 4-3. Dropping back to pass on first down. Gets the pass off, and he can't find a way to keep possession. The defense forced the issue that time, John.
The guys up front got good pressure, forcing him to get rid of that one before he wanted to.
Ball on the 28-yard line.
They'll go with the quarter defense. Drops back with the pass, and it's intercepted. A lot of space in front of him. The 20, the 10. Touchdown, Bills. The defense comes up with the big takeaway and the touchdown after the tip pass. Lindell comes in to attempt the point after. The extra point attempt is good. The Bills continue to increase their lead.
Buffalo is lined up for the kickoff. Wallace back to return.
Deep line drive. From the 1. Wallace finds some open area on the return and brings it back to the 30.
Heck, this is a good one to call.
It's first and 10.
Start the drive at the 30-yard line. First and 10.
Jones, the man in motion. Dropping back to pass on first down. Throws this one away. It didn't appear he made it outside. Here's the call.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Number 8, loss of
They do
down.
call him for grounding the ball, and that'll cost them.
If the quarterback is outside the tight end area, he can throw the ball away, as long as the ball gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Buffalo comes out with 7 in the secondary. Throwing it away. He couldn't find a receiver, so he threw it where no one could get it.
This defense might work.
Third down and long coming up
Ball
here.
on the 20-yard line.
I think this defense looks forward to these third down situations because they've been stopping them today.
He's had a lot of trouble reeling in the passes.
The intended receiver on the play.
Number 1 is ready to punt this one away. Parrish sets up to run back the punt. And so the punt goes out of bounds. He'll just take a knee. He'll take a knee. He'll just take a knee. Not much of a contest. One team pouring it on for a big margin of victory.
7-6, the Seahawks, 14.
This game is presented by the authority of the National Football League and EA Sports. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written permission of EA Sports is prohibited. This is Al Michaels. Good night.